Hi, I'm Mark Hudspeth, head football coach at the University of North Alabama. Today I want to share with you our jet sweep series and also all the complements that we use off the jet sweep to attack defensive pursuit. It's been a great complement to our offense, and also it's been a big part of helping lead our offense to average over 33 points in the last 5 years. It's a really simple system, I feel like, that can help you, and there's a lot of things that you can do off of it. And on top of that, our players love running it. It's great to get guys involved in the scheme, and it's also a great way to get your best players' hands on the football. So sit back and let's see if we can learn something. Here I want to go over our offensive alignments real quick before we get into the jet sweep play. Our offensive splits across the board are 24 inches across the board. Our quarterback's heels are at 6 yards. Superback's heels are at 6 yards. Our wide receivers, if the ball is in the middle, are on the numbers. The outside receivers are on the numbers. Our inside receivers are splitting the difference between the outside receiver and the tackle. Our offensive line rules are pretty simple on the jet sweep. If you're covered, you're going to stretch, reach. If you're uncovered, you're going to stretch, overtake. So depending on what you have, depending on what you do, obviously. So right here, obviously, our play side tackle is going to try to stretch, reach, and stay on and lock on the 5 technique. Stretch, reach on the 3 with the guard. The center is uncovered to his play side. So now he's going to try to stretch, overtake. So he's going to work and make sure the 3 doesn't come under. And if he can, he'll overtake the 3 and rub the play side guard up the backer if he can get off. If the 3 techniques get too wide, then the center obviously is going to climb and try to get flat and take an angle to be able to get a piece of the linebacker. The backside is going to scoop. The best thing about the jet sweep, though, the key to blocking this play is two basic blocks. It's getting the 5 technique and it's getting the front side linebacker. What's great about this play is obviously you don't really even have to block these 4 guys in the box right here. If you can just get a piece of them, you've got a chance to have a good football play. Your backside guys are not really factors in this football play. If you can get a stalk block outside and you can get a scrape linebacker, you're in great shape. All right, next screen. All right, the jet sweep skill rules. Now, a lot of people used to run the jet sweep obviously under center. And the receiver would come in motion, full speed, and the quarterback would pivot and give him the football, and he would try to, circle the defense. But the factor with that is you didn't have anybody to account for the front side linebacker. You just had to outrun him, whether you were in double slot, whether you were in 4 wide. The receiver had to outrun the play side linebacker, and you maybe hope that the tackle could get up there, but that's really unrealistic. Well, now when you do it out of the gun, there's a little timing issue, but it's really not that hard, and we've had great success. But also you've got an extra blocker right here to get the front side linebacker. So in essence, both outside receivers are going to stalk and get outside leverage to the play side. We talked about offensive line rules: stretch, reach, stretch, overtake, scoop on the backside. Front side, the superback, his rule is you have C-gap defender. So right here, he is the C-gap defender. So I'm going to make sure that he does not shoot upfield or get too wide where the tackle can't get him. I hope my tackle's going to get a good enough piece to where the superback can get the play side linebacker, who eventually is going to become a C-gap player also. But the key to tell your backs is to make sure that their eyes are always looking outside in, because outside linebackers, safeties can walk up on the line, and if that's the case, he walks up here pre-snap. That is now the C-gap defender, because 9 times out of 10, somebody walks up here, he's going to come inside and become a B-gap defender. So now he would have to get the outside guy. I would get him the end, and superback would get the linebacker. Now, the perfect world, like I said again, is for him to get the front side linebacker. We always do our speed sweep on a voice snap count. It has to be a rhythmic snap count, but we want the superback coming full speed in motion, and the key is making sure that you snap it a tad early rather than a tad late, and we'll get into some of these things when we go on the field here in a minute too. But you want to really time it up where it's a bang-bang handoff and the receiver can stretch the field. All right, now the best thing I feel about the jet sweep is you can come back and counter based on what the defense is doing to stop the jet sweep. Here's some things that we have off the jet sweep. First, we have the jet sweep reverse. The receiver's going to come full speed, take the handoff, and then toss it to this receiver coming back around. We like to run the speed sweep reverse when we're getting backside hard pursuit from the backside end backside linebacker. It's been a great play for us. You know, most of the times coaches are a little bit wary of running reverses because the end, if he gets upfield, you're afraid of having a bad play. The best thing about the reverse off the speed sweep is your quarterback, after he gives the football, is going to funnel a little bit to that side, and once the end, if he does realize it, then he's going to pick up the end. So you're always safe. It's always a sound football play with the quarterback picking up the backside end. Everybody else's rules stay the same, except when we do call the reverse, we know he's going to get the football. We know the quarterback is going to look for the end. The tackle is going to scoop and go get the corner, kick the corner. Now the receiver is going to push crack the outside backer. So we're really trying to attack backside pressure, backside pursuit with the reverse. Also, speed sweep pass. Whenever we're losing stalk blocks to the side we're running the speed sweep to, this corner keeps coming up and beating us and making a play. Well, now we're going to run a stalk and go, give the ball to a receiver, get a little depth, and now he's going to pull up, throw the stalk and go to this receiver. The neat thing about it, once again, is everybody's rules stay the same, except when we do call the pass, linemen know we're going to stay flat on our zone rules, on our stretch reach, stretch double rules, and not get downfield. Super back is still protecting C gap. I'm going to stalk right here to protect the support so I can get the handoff and then throw to the receiver. Backside. Once we've been running the speed sweep and the backside corners really flying across the field, and nobody's accounting for this backside area. The quarterback will give the ball to the receiver, then the receiver will pull up and throw it back to the quarterback to this side, and we'll have a chance for a big football play. Another thing you'll see us, we can possibly do, we can run the reverse pass. I get the football on the jet sweep, toss it on the reverse, then he'll pull up and throw a crack corner to this receiver right here. Another great compliment. Another thing that we also like to do, and you'll see it, we like to fake the reverse, fake the jet sweep coming across, and the quarterback will run the dart back the opposite way. We like that when we get in linebacker pursuit. We like to attack linebacker pursuit with the quarterback dart the other way. And then also you'll see us work on some unbalanced formations with tight ends and wing backs where we shift them over to the other side and still run the speed sweep. You'll see all those here in just a few minutes. All right, we're here today. We want to talk about our jet sweep play timing, the jet sweep coaching points, and then we're going to show an easy drill that a lot of you may already do, but it's something we work on once a week, maybe once every 2 weeks. Not that we have to work a lot, but it's a play that's very effective that doesn't take an awful lot of work once you get the little things down. The key to the jet sweep for us is this. If Harold, if you'd come up here and play running back, when we used to run the old jet sweep under center, we'd always open up and get to the wide receiver coming in full speed and try to circle the defense. But when we did that, we really had no answer for the straight linebacker or maybe support coming downhill. It was up to the wide receiver maybe just to outrun them. But now, when you get in the shotgun, obviously that extra blocker, and the extra blocker on this play is the key to this football play. The super back now is in charge of the C-gap defender, the straight linebacker, where before we just hoped we could get a hold of the C-gap defender, wide receiver when he was under center could outrun the straight linebacker, or he had to handle it with some type of crack or with the outside wide receivers. And so in the speed sweep, obviously quarterback's heels are at 6 yards, superback's heels are at 6 yards, splitting the inside leg of the tackle. Play side wide receiver's always going to be the one that comes in motion. Now when we're in the gun, our motion plays are always on a snap count. Our motion plays with any motion out of the shotgun are never on a foot or a finger or a clap or a slap the side of the leg like a lot of people do. We always got to have a voice snap count so we can get the maximum amount of timing that we can get to make this play very effective. And it's been one of our best football plays that we've had, and also is a lot of great compliments off of this play, which you'll see on film here in a little bit. All right, now on the jet sweep, the quarterback's command will send the receiver in motion. And once again, all our motions, we want them full speed. No jogging. We want them full speed where the defense, we're trying to put a little pressure on the defense. They don't know what's coming. They don't really have a chance to roll or adjust to the motion. We want it to happen quick. We want it to happen fast. So as the quarterback gives the command to the receiver, don't come get Eric, he will come across full speed. As the quarterback gives the command for the center to snap the ball with a hike, he will catch the ball, and all the quarterback's going to do is reach out and hold the ball straight out at belt level. Now, he's not going to look it in. He's not going to ride. He's going to catch the snap, hold it at belt level. It's the job of the wide receiver now. If he wants the football, it's his job to run over the football and stretch the field. Now, the running back's job is he's got to work levels. He's going to always make sure that we don't have anybody coming upfield off the edge that could hit our running back in the backfield for a lost yardage play, cause a turnover, anything like that. So the key point, the running back's always got to have his eyes looking outside in. The 5 technique might not make the play. The tackle might can get enough of him, but the Sam linebacker or strong safety that's cheating, and then coming, you've got to have his eyes always outside in, looking for an outside backer or somebody coming. So if somebody comes off the edge and you got a 5 technique, it's probably coming under anyway, be a B-gap defender. And so the guard would reach, overtake, and zone up, and now the super back would have to block the outside thigh or outside hip of the defender coming off the edge. If we don't have a defender coming off the edge, super back on the snap will work with the tackle. If the tackle has got the 5 technique reach, he will continue up and he will block the scrape linebacker. And you'll see on film in a minute of the super back scrape linebacker. We want him on the linebacker. We hope he does not have to help the tackle. But if you've got a wide 5, the tackle is wide, and the 5 technique is wide, and the tackle's having a hard time reaching because he's getting upfield, yeah, the super back is going to help clean him up, not going to cut him because we don't want a 2-level block. Is going to clean him up and then try to come off on the linebacker. But in best case scenario, we want the super back on the linebacker. Let's go through it one time, Eric. He's going to go, we're going to work linebacker let's get the linebacker. 5 techniques, the tackle's going to get the 5. Here we go. Ready, set, hey. And so basically right here, the quarterback just reached the ball out, belt length, get the football. Now the quarterback, after the handoff, is going to come out full speed on the backside. If you notice our offensive schemes, everything we do, we're trying to stretch the field horizontally. We're trying to stretch it all the way across the field to make the defense have to stay home in every aspect, whether we're running the inside zone with a pitch man, whether we're running the speed sweep with the quarterback going out the back door. We're trying to make the defense have to account for somebody every play and not just handing the ball off and let 11 defensive personnel swarm to the football, okay? Now, let's run it one more time. Obviously, we're in the gun. The quarterback is going to give a ready, set, hike, snap count. We also can do a freeze play where we ready, set, hike with him coming in motion, and if nobody jumps, he'll turn around and go right back out and get lined up. So let's work it one more time. Eric, make sure you run over the football. If Harold gets the linebacker, the end does get a little bit upfield, the running back is taught, or the receiver is taught, just to swat his arms, and you can do it one time in a minute. If the 5 gets a little bit off of the tackle, the receiver just tries to swat his arms down, and the receiver's job is circle the defense, and when it gets cloudy, knife. We want him to knife for extra yards. Let's hit it one more time. We got imaginary center. I'm the quarterback. Heels at 6 yards, and let's get some good timing right. The key is I want it to be a bang-bang handoff. I want to catch a snap, reach out, and boom, he's gone. If you can get it to where it's bang-bang, you're going to have some big plays on the outside. If you snap it too early, the play's not quite as good, and if you snap it too late, obviously you're in trouble because the ball could hit the receiver. So a rule of thumb when you're talking to your quarterbacks, always rather err on the side of early rather than late, okay? So here we go, one time real quick, full speed. Ready, set, hey. There we go, circle the defense, quarterback go out the backside. Pretty good work right there for an old timer and an ex-receiver right there, ex-running back. All right, next thing we'll show you what we do, and we only work this maybe once a week. We can get a lot of reps in a short period of time. This may be something you want to do during pre-practice. Coach Wisdom, y'all go get in line. We get one line of our inside receivers coming this way across the field with a quarterback. And then we have another group, say right there, another quarterback facing me about 10 yards away with our outside receivers on this side of the field. And so all we're doing is working a circle. The quarterback will say hike, get the snap from the center or a graduate assistant or a manager, catch it, give it, hold up, give it to the running back or the receiver. He will circle the defense, get in line over there, and do the same thing coming back. And so we do it rapid fire. So let's hit it one time real quick. Ready, set, hey. Boom, right here. Then it'll get right one more time. I'll be ready, set, hey. Get here, boom, and I come right back, and we're trying to go rapid fire as many reps we can get. Then they're coming back the other way with the quarterback, so they're used to both quarterbacks' cadence and snap count. And obviously you can work your centers during that time too. So It's a way to get a lot of reps in a short period of time. Now let's go to some game film of our jet sweep and all our complements off the jet sweep in order to attack defensive pursuit. All right, first you can see, let's show base alignment. We're in a 4-wide set. Once again, we've got a 4-2 defense. Let's go through general rules once again. Offensive line, know they're going to reach, overtake, and then the offensive guards, if you're uncovered, you're going to reach, overtake. If you're covered, you're going to stretch, reach. So left tackle would stretch, reach, left guard, stretch, overtake, left center, stretch, reach, backside scoop. Front side super back, like we showed a while ago, is responsible for C-gap defender. Help the tackle up to this backer, stalk, come full speed in motion, and we're going to time it up and just hold the football out. It's a receiver's job to run over the football and to circle the defense. One thing I want you to notice on this football play, the super back did a great job of initial contact on the linebacker. That's the extra player that you have on this football play right here that you don't have if you do it under center. So now he's able to get the straight linebacker. The tackle now really could keep coming and get a little flatter for safety. We get a good stalk block here, a good stalk block out wide, and the only player that makes the tackle is the straight linebacker because the super back came off his block at the last second. So the key is staying on blocks, maintaining blocks, but the great initial contact, getting outside number, working our feet. Like I said, on the backside, it doesn't matter if we block any of these guys. We're going to time it up, bang, bang. The super back, a receiver's job is to run over the football and circle the defense. And now you're getting some of your best players out in space. All right, once again, same play, other direction. Super back, once again, gets the linebacker. And here's what I love about this play also. Right here, hey, we lose a stalk block at the last second. But you've got guys having to make tackles in space against some of your best players, and you're putting the ball in their hands. All right, next, again, tight ends in the game. If you do have a tight end, his rules are the same as the tackle. It would be try to stretch, reach the covered 9 technique if you did have a tight end in the game. And we're going to get to some unbalanced formations in a minute, and this is what it is. All right, once again, the super back getting the scrape linebacker. Great job right here on the scrape linebacker. Tight end is reaching, overtaking. Super back on the scrape linebacker. Pretty good stalk block right there. Taking him out of bounds. Great job right there. The wide receiver cutting it up. Once again, backside, it doesn't matter. We don't have to block any of these guys backside. We're going to outrun these guys. Great job right there by the running back, getting the scrape linebacker. That's the whole key. Stalk block here, getting the C-gap defender to scrape linebacker, and you've got a good football play. Great timing right here. Whenever you get bang-bang timing, you're going to have a good football play. Getting people on people out there in the perimeter, getting the football in the hands of some of your best players. Once again, great job right there getting the play side linebacker. Easy football play. And if you've got a wide receiver that you need to get his hands on the football, this is a great way to do that. Once again, backside pursuit back here, not blocking any of these guys hardly. We're outrunning them with our front side skill players. Good job by the running back getting on the linebacker again. Great job right here with the tight end and the wing back. We're going to shift over and try to get a numbers advantage. This defense right here did not adjust, so we shifted over, got a numbers advantage, ended up being in an unbalanced formation, and now we bring the receiver over and get a great football play, got more people out front, more blockers, and so it's just an easy way to scheme up the speed sweep. So coaches, great way to use your creative minds right here to try to get a numbers advantage. And then if they do adjust and come back and run a complement off of that, if they bump people over and try to adjust for the speed sweep. Once again right here, shift people over when the defense is not adjusting, come back with an unbalanced formation and give the football. Speed sweep pass. Now we talked about earlier, if this cornerback is coming up making a play, then we're going to come back and we're going to run the stalk and go. The receiver is going to make just a nice soft toss. If you got a receiver that can throw it all, some of them guys may be basketball players, baseball players that got decent arms. Everybody's rules are the same. Offensive linemen don't get downfield. Pull up, make a nice soft toss. All right, one of the best plays off the speed sweep, we feel like a great compliment, is a speed sweep reverse. Whenever the backside end is really coming hard off the edge, linebackers, outside backers are pursuing across the field. Then we're going to come back with the reverse. And the best thing about, like I talked about earlier, your quarterback is the extra player now to assure that you don't have a lost yardage play. He's responsible for the backside 5 technique if he does recognize reverse. So now it turns into a sound football play. This is a football play we're going to run 2 or 3 times a game at least. Go back right here and look at it one more time. Great timing right here. Receiver just soft tosses it to the receiver coming around. Super back rule is the same. Protect C-gap defender. Quarterback, give the football, funnel back, find the C-gap defender. Quarterback really didn't overtake him and didn't actually just dominate him, but actually what he did just enough that we can get the ball outside. One great thing right here, watch your backside tackle. Backside tackle scoops. These linebackers think, hey, flow this way. Now he turns, gets outside, and he's going to get on the corner. Great job right here by the play side tackle. And now we've got a chance for a big football play. Receiver crack the support player and get your tackle out on the corner. All right, another look at the reverse right here. Super back, you secure the C gap. Make sure an outside backer is not going to fly up. So now we're protected front side, and now we're also protected backside with the quarterback. Quarterback gets a knockdown right here. Now he's wanting to get some stats up on the bulletin board on Monday. Gets a big knockdown right here. We get once again, a great stalk block by the wideout. The tackle scoops and releases. Picks up the safety. Gets a big knockdown right here. We get a big football play for a touchdown. So what we like about it is a sound football play. Front side with protection and backside with protection with the quarterback. And once again, these are the guys that we're trying to attack because we're getting such hard flow to the play when we're running the jet sweep to this side. So you can see all the pursuit. Now you're making those guys have to make open field tackles. All right, once again, reverse. You can see backside pursuit. You can see the 5 technique coming hard. Linebackers really over pursuing. Now it's really no pursuit this way. Our quarterback, now he's taught if this guy over pursues, then now you can become an extra blocker downfield. So great job with the guys getting downfield, making extra blocks. Great look at it right here. Super back, great job. See, he's seeing the C-gap defender or the strong safety coming off the edge. We talked about earlier on the jet sweep, eyes are always outside in. We're reach overtaken, scooping inside, getting flat. There's our quarterback who becomes the extra player because the 5 goes under. So the quarterback now can get out wide and get the extra defender, extra linebacker, get in the way, get a big run by our wide receiver. Great example right now of what the quarterback does for you. Even though he don't even block really anybody right here, he's there to where they can't run through him in order to hit the receiver. So this is a worst case scenario to me, is we really didn't block him, but they can't get to him with this angle with the quarterback in the way, so we're able to get outside, don't have a chance for a lost yardage play. We're stretching the field all the way across, making guys have to make tackles in space. Great job by our tackle. Once again, Great way to get the ball in the playmakers' hands. And the thing I think most importantly, kids love this type of offense. It gets their hands on the football, and obviously you want to get some of those receivers' hands on the football in other ways than just throwing passes. All right, here's the reverse pass. If we're getting free safety, if we're running the reverse and the corner is coming up or the free safety is running the alley, we're going to run the speed sweep. We're going to toss it on the reverse like we've been doing. Quarterback is going to protect you just like he's doing right here. The receiver is going to crack. Hopefully this corner is going to come off when he does, thinking, hey, I've got an open shot to make the tackle right here. We're hoping that the free safety is going to flow the alley like he does right here, and we're going to have a big chance to throw the reverse pass, and we get a big play right here. Great throw by the receiver, great catch, and a big play on the reverse pass. Great block by our quarterback protecting the receiver. Here's another reverse pass, and use your imagination when you come up with backside, when you're coming up with reverse plays. Here's our tackle. He's eligible. He's a tight end. Scoops inside. We're in an unbalanced formation. We give the football to the receiver. Our superback protects front side. He comes back around on the backside. Nice soft toss to the tight end on the backside delay. Attack and pursuit. And once again, got a chance to get a lot of misdirection. Try to utilize a lot of people who's got a lot of different skills. All right, speed sweep throwback. One of the last ones right here. The quarterback, every time he gives the ball just on our jet sweep, then he's going to come out the back door every time. Once we see this corner really flying across on pursuit, not honoring the quarterback backside, then we're going to give the ball to the receiver, pull up, throw it back to the quarterback on the backside. And once again, everybody's rules are the same. That's what's so great about this scheme is everybody's rules are the same, except linemen don't get downfield. Superback still protecting the edge so the receiver can throw the ball. Quarterback did a great job selling it and catching it. And once again, letting these guys be athletes, and I think it's something they really, really enjoy doing. All right, here's another play off the jet sweep. We're in an empty formation. We're running jet sweep, and right here, he takes the place of the superback, the receiver here. He's a C-gap blocker. Everybody else's rules are the same. We would give the ball and run the jet sweep. Once these linebackers are really over pursuing, then we'll come back, fake the jet sweep, and run the dart backside with the quarterback. So another way to handle pursuit by the defense, another way to spread people out, create running lanes with the jet sweep. Another play we do off the jet sweep. Right here, we're faking the jet sweep. A lot of times when we fake the jet sweep, they do exactly what they're doing here. The coverage rolls a little bit. The safety rolls this way. A lot of times this safety might roll back to the hash. Now what you get, he may not soften a whole bunch, but if he's playing 7, 8 yards off and he backpedals on the snap, he's one-on-one with maybe your best player. So we're going to fake the jet sweep, pivot, and throw the hitch out here and make him make an open field tackle over and over again. And so, he may tackle you for 3 or 4 one time, but maybe the next time one of your best players may make him miss and have a chance to make the band play. So once again, just more play action off of the jet sweep. And the great thing about the jet sweep, you can just basically use your imagination. There's so many things you can do off of it. Hey, I'm Mark Hudspeth, head football coach at the University of North Alabama. Today I want to talk to you about scripting your way to success. As coaches, we're always looking for that magic play. But to be honest with you, what we found, we're trying to find ways to put the football in our best players' hands. And a lot of times your best players are your wide receivers. And sometimes that can create a challenge because obviously it's hard enough to drop back, have the protection, hoping our quarterback makes the right read, makes a good throw, and the coverage is not there for your receiver to catch the ball. So we've got ways that we want to put the ball in their hands. So today, I hope I can give you a couple of ideas that you can put the football in your best players' hands. So stay tuned. I want to talk to you about scripting your way to success, and we're talking about putting the ball in the hands of our playmakers. Our offensive philosophy here at UNA, we've got a few things that are very important to us. And prioritizing touches is the second most important thing that we have. First most important thing we're going to do is protect the football. We're going to prioritize touches. We're going to stretch the field 53 yards wide, 100 yards long. We're a no-huddle team. Our players have to know their role, be unselfish players, understand their role, and then obviously our offense is, we're going to take what the defense gives us. So we're looking at prioritizing touches today and trying to get our best players to football. If we've got a player that is obviously a standout player above everybody else, we've got to find a way where he's got to touch the football 12 to 15 times a game minimum, even if he's a wide receiver. And so we're going to rank our touches each week, and on our script sheets every week, we're going to have those plays on the scripts that is written already in for those players to make sure that we get calls to them. So here's the ways that you can ensure that your playmakers touch the ball. First is creative plays, using your imagination, coming up with plays that's going to put the ball in their hands. And so creative plays may be plays where you've seen a lot on college football here lately where the receiver motions back in the backfield. Now he plays quarterback. Some of the running backs these days are playing quarterback for a few plays. And so you're putting skilled players in the backfield for a quick play and then getting them out of there. So creative plays, creative motion. Ways to shift people over to get a numbers advantage and then give the ball to one of your best players. Or motioning your best player from a spread set, motioning your best wide receiver back in the backfield to a running back set and letting him maybe catch a speed option or run a zone or run a stretch. So using your imagination right here, and as coaches, I think that's something we all have a special knack for, but I think a lot of times we're caught in that mode where we're afraid sometimes to be creative. And I think right now some of the best football teams in the country have coaches that have creative minds. And I think that's what's setting a lot of teams apart right now. So don't be afraid to use some creativity in your offense. Next thing would be screens. And those are plays where your receivers, some of your best players are catching the football behind the line of scrimmage. You can just about guarantee they're at least going to get the ball in their hands. And then it's up to them to make a play. And obviously for your linemen, everybody to get on the right men to have a big play. But that's another great way to put the ball in their hands with screens, bubble screens, tunnel screens, spot screens, and we'll talk about those in a minute. And the next thing is jet sweeps. That puts the ball in some of your fastest players' hands right here, and you're not just counting on them catching a few passes a game. So coming up with ways for your playmakers to catch the football, to me, or get the football in their hands is one of the most important things you can do to have offensive success. All right, now let's look at some footage of all the ways that we can put the ball in the hands of our playmakers. Scripting your way to success, and like I said once before, is on your game day or game day script, make sure you've got plays scripted to certain players where they're going to get the football. First thing we're going to talk about, obviously, is screens. And we're going to show you screens to the number 1 receiver, number 2 receiver, and then to the number 3 receiver. Once again, these are great ways to, like I said, put the ball in their hands. And this is basically what we call a spot screen. We're faking the speed sweep opposite, and they're throwing a quick hitch or quick screen to the outside, getting the ball in the playmaker's hands and hoping he can make somebody miss right here and have a big play. And then, like I said, you've got a one-on-one tackle right there. He's got to make that tackle over and over again. Another spot screen. And on our spot screen rules is basically the same as our tunnel screen rules. The number 2 receiver is going to block most dangerous, whether it's a corner or man over him. Our left tackle in this play is going to set and is going to try to cut the man over him. But on this play, his man chases or drops, so he's going to chase. Left tackle is going to set and get the first line. The left guard is going to set and get the first linebacker in the box. The center is going to set and get the second linebacker in the box. And then our super back, obviously, he's going to take a path to get support. And if number 2 right here has gotten support, he will carry it on out to get the corner. Once again, great way just to get the ball in their hands quickly. Spot screen again, you can see everybody's rules. He's blocking most dangerous, so he's up, so now he blocks him. That puts the running back now going to the next level. He's going for the safety, but this scrape linebacker crosses his face, and everybody's taught, if anybody crosses your face, obviously we want to stay on them. But you can see how quick the quarterback is just catch and throw. We don't even find the laces on this throw. So it's another coaching point I can tell you is a lot of times your quarterbacks don't have to find the laces on bubble screens and tunnel screens. The key is getting the ball in their hands quickly so obviously they can make a play. Number 2 receiver, blocking most dangerous, ends up being support player. Running back obviously now will continue out, go linebacker to corner. And if we don't get to the corner, we've got to make the corner miss. And if he does make the tackle, obviously we're hoping to get at least a 5-yard gain. All right, tunnel screen. Tunnel screen is a little more work entailed, but it can be a great football play right here. Our receiver catching the football is going to take a quick 3, come back at a point 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Play side tackle is going to set and cut C-gap defender. Play side guard is going to block first linebacker outside the box. Center is going to block the first linebacker inside the box. Backside guard, first linebacker outside the box. And then backside we're going to run off. And the running back in this formation now becomes the number 2 receiver, so he's going to block the most dangerous. If he becomes the most dangerous, the running back would block him, and the guard would get out on the corner. So you can see, obviously, it's a quick hitting play. Quarterback's coaching point here is a quick 3, look opposite, trying to affect safeties, outside backers, thinking it's a pass opposite, and then pivot, turn, and throw. And once again, I think he makes a great throw right here. We want to hit the receiver in the chest cavity. I hate when we throw screens and we throw it low, we throw it high to where the wide receiver can't do something with the football. So make sure you stress making good throws. Right here, we get just a little super motion. To be honest with you, all this is what we call a little eye candy. We motion the receiver back to the backfield, make them think, hey, it's a two-back system right here, fixing to maybe get a run play, which we've showed before, trying to do some of the same screens off some of the same runs we do. Once again, tackle, set, cut, C-gap defender. That's going to put the guard out on the first linebacker outside the box. His rule is block most dangerous, so he's up a little closer. The receiver would block the outside backer, which put the guard on the corner. The center would get the first linebacker in the box. And so we make a good, accurate throw, and the key is to throw right here. If it hadn't have been such a good throw, might not have gotten such a good football play. Coming back with the screen on the backside again, blocking most dangerous. Well, once again, now you see the corner's up, and he becomes most dangerous. So the receiver's going to turn and kick out. The right tackle is going to set and cut. The right guard is going to stun. We always stun and then release. And we're going to get the first linebacker outside the box. Same rules across the board. A big coaching point for your offensive line. Let blitzers blitz and let loopers loop. We never want to block blitzers. We never want to block loopers. We'll stun a blitzer or stun a looper, but we never want to block them. We want them to get upfield. What hurts the screens more than anything is when D linemen stop and then retrace. That hurts screens worse than any of the secondary plays. So let the blitzers blitz, let loopers loop. Hopefully you're going to get defensive linemen upfield, a way to slow down rush, a way to slow down blitz. Same screen, now we're using the number 2 wide receiver. Rules are exactly the same. That's the best thing about this play. It doesn't change any of the blocking rules. For the offensive lineman, now we're throwing to the second receiver. I'm going to hopefully get a run off here. I'm going to push, block most dangerous, set and cut with my play side tackle, play side guard, stun, first linebacker in the box, center, stun, first linebacker, head up, the second linebacker in the box, and then the backside guard, stun, he gets the next backer. And everybody stuns the play side gap, then releases. Quarterback, quick 3, look opposite, and throw to the number 2 receiver. We get receivers, the end gets upfield, which gives us a great chance to get the play off. The receiver does see a lot of pursuit coming this way, but we're doing a great job right here stalk blocking. We got people on people. Great job right here by the tackle, the guard getting out, the center. Great block right here. And so this is the play we really sell to our offensive lineman. Hey, great chance to get you a big hit in the secondary, getting our guys downfield, getting them running. Like I said, it was just a great play to get some of your best players involved. Another screen to the number 2 receiver right here. We're getting a great rush by their defensive line. Anytime your D-line is starting to get a great rush on you, then obviously you want to try to mix it up a little bit and throw some screens to slow down the rush. So right here, we're getting a rush. and we're trying to slow down the rush with the screens. Rules are the same. Good job by that receiver, blocking most dangerous. And then once again, getting the ball in your best player's hands. And right here, this player made a great play. We could have thrown the screen to another player. He probably got about 12 yards. Would have been a great play. Everybody in the stands would have clapped. But you throw it to your best player, and you get a 50-yard touchdown. Right here, now we're throwing the screen to the number 3 receiver. Now, we throw the bubble screen a lot, where these guys will stalk, and we throw the bubble down the line. So now this is sort of a compliment off the bubble. He will act like he's going on the bubble, then come back in the tunnel. Everybody's rules are the same. Right here, we get a blitzer. So now the tackle cuts the C-gap defender. He becomes the C-gap defender. So tackle cuts in to get his hands down. The left guard stuns, and now he's going to get out. Great job right there. And we get a nice throw by the quarterback, and we get a nice run by some of our wide receivers. So screens, once again, great way to get the ball in the hands of your best players. Another way we do that is getting the ball to our skilled players, our best players, off of the jet sweep. And you can see right here the jet sweep is a really easy play to work. Doesn't take a lot of work. A lot of guys, I'm sure, have worked with the jet sweep, but it's a play that we feel like is worth the time invested because we get a lot of reward and we don't invest a lot of time in the play. You've already been working your stalk blocks on your other plays, so that doesn't change out here. All you've got to do is really block the 5 and the stack backer, and you've got a chance for a good football play on the jet sweep. All your offensive linemen are blocking outside zone. Your super back front side is responsible for C-gap to play side linebacker with his eyes always outside in case of a linebacker that blitzes from depth. So always look outside in, but your rule is C-gap linebacker, C-gap to linebacker. We're on a voice snap count where the quarterback times it up, snaps it from the gun, gives it to the wide out, and he's going to stretch the field. So a great way to put the ball in their hands once again and make people miss. Great job by the super back right here, getting play side number. Good timing by the quarterback. All our quarterback's going to do is catch the snap, put it out on the table, and it's the job of the wide receiver to run over the football. And once you can get this timing down, you've got a chance for a really good football play. Here's another example of the jet sweep out of unbalanced formation. Reach out. You can see all the quarterback does is reach out. He doesn't look it in. He just reach out. It's the receiver's job to run over the football. It doesn't matter if we really block any of these backside guys. We just got to get frontside backer. We need to get a stalk block. And then if we're getting beat on stalk blocks in pursuit, then we got things that we can complement and come back with off of the jet sweep to compensate for what the defense has given us. All right, next thing, another great way to put the ball in the hands of your playmakers. And I will tell you, you know as well as I do, playmakers like the ball in their hands. They like creative plays. Here's the jet sweep reverse. We're going to give the ball on the jet sweep. He's going to toss it to the next receiver. Everybody's blocking outside zone, so that doesn't change. Your superback's rules are the same, C-gap to linebacker, but your quarterback is responsible for the backside defensive end. He's going to make sure you don't have a lost yardage play. Your wide receiver is going to crack support. Your tackle is going to scoop and get out in the corner. So you can call the play the same play that you call your jet sweep, but give it a tag word. It just changes a couple of people's rules, and now you've got a chance to get your playmaker the ball in space with a chance to do something with the football. Here's one more reverse off of the jet sweep. Same play, the superback is going to block C-gap defender, protect C-gap defender. We're going to give the ball on the speed or the jet sweep this way. He's going to toss it back coming this way, and your quarterback is responsible to keeping you from having a lost yardage football play. So speed sweep, reverse, quarterback protects the edge, your tackle's on the corner, great block here, putting the ball in your playmaker's hands and getting a touchdown. You can see the timing, pretty good timing, bang, bang timing, nice toss, good job by the quarterback. Tackle out on the linebacker, good stalk block right there, great effort, getting a touchdown. All right, creative plays. And I think as coaches, these are, like I said earlier, I think some of the top teams in the country right now are really being very creative, not only offensively but defensively. So coming up with creative ways to put their hands on the football. All right here, we're going to line up in an unbalanced formation. Now, right here, we're going to line up, and what's in a creative way to put the ball in your playmaker's hands is we have two wide receivers in the backfield. This is one of those slot receivers everybody has. It's pretty dang fast that you wish you could get their hands on the ball a little bit. Here's another receiver in the backfield, and we're going to block the dart or the counter play. We're going to block the counter. We're going to fake it to this running back, and now this receiver right here is going to run the football. So two receivers in the backfield running the counter, and you can see the result. Obviously, if we had ran that with our quarterback, we'd have got a yard and a half, and it had been 2nd down and 8. And now instead, it's 1st and 10. Move the sticks, and you're putting the ball literally in one of our best players' hands right here. And that play right there is a play that, you know, these guys can rep out a couple of times on Thursdays, a couple of times maybe on Wednesdays in high school to get a few extra reps, but it don't take as much work as you think. All right, another creative way is motion back maybe some of your top receivers. Here's one of our receivers who was a very good runner, who was not afraid to run between the tackles, so we motioned him back, ran the inside zone. With the receiver coming in with what we call super motioning back to the backfield. We turned a 1-back offense into a 2-back offense. And basically right there, that was a long trap. So you can block trap, you can block zone, whatever you want to do, but motioning your receivers back in the backfield and putting the ball in their hands. Now right here, we're in an empty formation. We're going to motion the receiver back in the backfield. He's going to keep his feet moving. Then we're going to come back and run the speed option, and we're going to toss it to one of these guys that's really got some jets that can turn the corner. Right here, we get a good football play with good yards. And the key is just being creative, finding ways, like I said, to get these guys touches. And to be honest with you, a lot of those guys that are your best players, they want the ball. And this is a great way to keep them guys happy and get them more involved in the game plan instead of just counting on them to catch 4 or 5 passes a game. We want our best players to touch the ball minimum 12 times. All right, creative motion. Creative motion is another thing you can do. With shifts, with motion, here we're trying to get a numbers advantage. We'd seen on a previous game tape that this defense didn't adjust when people motioned over. So we motioned the tight end and wing over, which put us in an unbalanced formation. Now he's off the ball already, so now he can come across and run the speed sweep. And you already run the speed sweep, so it's not like it's another play you have to work. You're just being creative, using some motion to get a numbers advantage. And then as you do motion and they do check and they change, then obviously you see it from the box and you can come back and run something to counter what they did. So being creative with your motion and your shifts. Once again, we're going to motion the tight end and wing over. We don't get much movement by the defense, so now we have a numbers advantage. He's already off the ball. And so now we've got another jet sweep coming to the field, putting the ball in our best player's hands, and you can see we get a big football play. And obviously we want to try to make the shifts as quick as we can and try not to give the defense a whole lot of time to adjust. And then on top of this gives the next opponent you're playing the next week a lot of things to work on the following week. You know, a lot of times when you're talking about creative plays, whether it's screens or jet sweeps or jet sweep reverses, a lot of times we open up a game with that, or we call one early in the first quarter and we call a screen and he gets tackled for 1 yard and the whole staff on the sideline says, oh, that play's not there today. Well, I think we've all been guilty of these things. I know there's a lot of times when we call a run play, an inside zone or inside veer, and we get 1 yard, we get 2 yards. We'll come back and we'll call that joker again in a second. Well, that's what you got to do with these creative plays. With these screens, you may, on the first time you run it, get tackled for 1. The next time you run it, get 4. Next time you run it, get a -1. But then you're going to pop one for 40. The same thing with some of these creative plays in reverses. There are chances for big plays. There are chances to spread the field, and there's opportunity to put the ball in your best player's hands. And like I said before, for us, it's a key to try to get the maximum amount of touches for our number 1, number 2, number 3 players as we have them ranked. And the key selling point for our football team is everybody needs to understand their role, and our guys, I think, do that. And obviously, we always try to throw a bone to a fullback here and there, but you know, our guys understand their role. And if you can get your team understanding their role, and you can get your playmakers the ball, being creative, I think you'll have a chance to do some great things offensively. Thanks a lot. Hope you've got a couple of things from this, and look forward to seeing you around soon. Thank you.